Hello and welcome to another Planet Zoo educational experience. I'm Eltanin and I'm here again at Shepreth Wildlife Park to learn a little bit about one of the animals coming to you in the Grasslands Animal Pack, the maned wolf. I'm here again with TK.
Hello.
You might remember we had him before in the Meerkat Talk. Are you excited to be back again?
I am excited to be back. Thank you for having me back.
Of course, it's wonderful to have you again. We're excited to learn all about them. And today you're here to tell us a little bit about the maned wolf.
I am here to tell you about the maned wolves. So the maned wolves are a really interesting species. Now, a lot of you at home may have never seen one before. A lot of you at home may not have ever heard of one before, but they are a really cool animal. So they are a type of dog or a type of canine. So they're part of the canid family. They come from South America. So they're called maned wolves. They're not wolves. They look quite a lot like foxes. They're not foxes. They are sort of on their own. They're an outlier. So they're part of the genus Chrysochium, and they are the sole species in this genus. So they're really unique. And whilst they are related to dogs and wolves, being in the canid family, there's no other real relation there. They're not too closely related to them.
So not to question your Latin or anything, but what is that translates to?
That actually translates to golden dog.
Oh, look at you. You do know your Latin.
So my Latin is very brushed up. So whilst we're out here now, we're mainly out here because they're quite a timid species, but we are able to go in with them. Now, there's a few things we have to do when we go in with these guys. We have to be really, really extra careful, and we go in on a buddy system. So you'd never go in on your own, because of course, if one of these guys came at you, you'd need someone there to help. And the most important part about going in with these guys is knowing their body language. You need to really know a lot about them and how they act. So they're super timid. Even though they are a predatory species, they're a really timid species. They're quite fearful of humans and they'd rather just stay out your way. So when we go inside with them, we'll go to one area, make sure that they've got an area they can leave so they don't have to get too close to us. And they've always got sort of an escape from us. Now, whilst they are a predatory species, these guys are actually omnivores. So we do feed them a lot of meat. They have a lot of meat here, but they also have a lot of veg. Now, our particular guys here, they're not too into the veg or the fruit, but in the wild, the fruit actually makes up quite a lot of their diet. So they're found predominantly through a lot of Southern America. So you'd find maned wolves mostly in sort of grassland areas. They excel really well in large, flat, open spaces with maybe some bushes to hide behind and lots of sort of grasses. And that's the reason why they got these really long legs. It's to look over this sort of savanna-like area, if you will, and they're able to see really far off in the distance to find the sort of prey that they'd be looking for. And the way that they like to hunt for their food, they're really good at digging, the dogs. So they're really good at digging. And what they tend to do is they sort of bounce. They'll bounce like this. A bit in the same way birds, when they tap their feet to get worms to come out, they think it's raining. They'll bounce like this, and this causes the prey to get scared and run out, and then they can catch it. We do feed them the general sort of food that you would feed to carnivores in zoos. So we feed them things like chickens, rabbits, rats, mice, fish. They eat a lot of fish in the wild as well as they do here. And then being omnivores, we're able to give them a lot of different things, which is really enriching for them. One of the main reasons for these guys becoming more threatened is deforestation. So they're losing their habitat, and they've got less places to roam, less places to hunt, and of course that causes a lot more deaths in the wild.
Something we like to highlight here a lot at Planet Zoo. Obviously we had the Planet Zoo Conservation Pack focusing on this specifically, and with all of our animals, and it is something that we like to speak about. So it's great to see that we are, again, with the Planet Zoo Grasslands Animal Pack, highlighting an animal that this is so important for.
So we here actually at Shepreth, we have played quite a big part in that because we've had 2 puppies.
Really?
So we have had 2 maned wolf puppies. They were born just before New Year last year, so in 2021. So when babies are born, they come out, they're little puppies and they're black, completely black. And this is to keep them hidden, because obviously if they were walking around with this bright orange coat, they'd be very easy for predators to find.
A little bit distinct.
So when they're born, they're really tiny. They look a little bit like bears even. So they've got this lovely black coat, these cute little doggy faces. And then after a few months, they start to get a lot bigger, their legs start to grow, and they become the maned wolves that we can see here today.
They are quite tall. They look a little bit like if somebody took a photo of a red fox and put it in Photoshop and just
stretch those legs out, definitely.
It's been wonderful to have you, so thank you.
Lovely.
We have been here today at Shepreth Wildlife Park. You can learn all about them guys and the wonderful work that TK and everyone else is doing. You check out the links in the description below, and you can also get the link for more information on the Grasslands Animal Pack coming to Planet Zoo with the maned wolves and so many other species that you can learn all about. It's going to be really exciting. So thank you for joining us for another fun time learning all about animals here with Planet Zoo.